I'm here today. You can probably see behind me. I'm right in front of the Alan Fran Olson Children's Makerspace. And I'm here today to answer some questions you might have about our new Children's Makerspace in the downtown library. I have a headset on, you can see. I have actually in my ear Bryce. He is from Overdue Finds, and he's going to be helping me with some of your amazing questions you're going to be asking today. Right. Yes. So Bryce just asked me question from the video. Can I check out a robot? That's a really great question. Because our customer safety is our top priority, we have a curated collection of equipment that can be used in the children's makerspace, stuff that can be kind of easily cleaned or quarantined. So in the traditional sense of can you check out a robot, like can you check out a book? The answer for right now is no. But you can come into the makerspace, hang out with one of our really cool staff, and check out a robot to use in the space. You may have heard in the video, we have over 100 different robots. We have everything from our new Root robot. It's brand new to this space. We've never had one before. We've got our really little Ozobots. You can see how much smaller it is compared to our Root robot. And we've got sassy robots like our Q robot. You might have seen our little cute Dash robot in the video. Well, Q is kind of Jass's big brother. A lot more attitude, a lot more fun to play with. We've got some of those in the makerspace as well. So I really encourage you to come and check out all of our robots. Oh, wow. You know, I have 3 robots sitting beside me here, Bryce. Bryce just asked me if I have a favorite robot and what's my favorite robot's name. So, you know, it's kind of like my kids over here. I am kind of partial to the little Ozobot. The reason why is with these little Ozobot Evos, they have sensors all around them. So when you have more than one on a piece of paper, one cute thing is they follow markers on paper, on white paper. So you don't actually have to know to code right away to be able to use these guys, but then you can actually add color to your coding and they can make some amazing moves. They've got some spins, some tornadoes, some zigzags. But one of the things I really like is they're really good at physical distancing. If you have 2 Ozobots get too close together, they stop, they have a little conversation with each other, and then they will actually go their separate ways. So they won't crash into each other or you if you put your finger down or another object. So don't tell Q, but I think this one's my favorite. Right, so Bryce asked another question is, what will the Children's Makerspace look like during COVID? Is it going to be the same as what you're seeing in the video? The video is actually not a bad representation. One of the things you saw in the video is there aren't a lot of people in the makerspace at one time. So because of COVID and safety protocols, we do have a limited number of people that can come into the makerspace at a time. That number is around 4, including one of our staff. So a family can come in and enjoy the makerspace together, or a small group of individual people. What we're going to have is a staff member in the makerspace at all times, and they can give you a little demo intro into the space, get you set up on one of our creative computers if you're interested in making music. You can get set up in making something for a 3D print. You can check out some of our robots, do some green screen photos. All of those things are going to be available when we open. What we'll be doing is selecting different robots, different activities, different things that you can use on different days. And then we can set those things aside so that we can clean them and take care of them before they're ready to come out for the next customer. So I encourage you to come back often because there will be different things happening on different days. That was a really great question. Okay, so the question is, if there's a project that somebody wants to do they have to book the green screen or another thing in advance? Yes. because we have a limited number of people that can be in the space, what we are doing is we are booking the entire makerspace. So even though you don't need all of the equipment, you will be welcome to book and the space will be yours. So you can use the makerspace green screen, you can use the creative computers. If you want to check out a robot for in the space, you can do that at the same time. But the space will essentially, when we first open the space, will kind of be exclusively yours, which is really fun. Mhm. Right. Okay. So the question is for the 3D printer and the vinyl cutter, is there a cost to use that? Yes, there is a small cost to use them. What I think we might try when we start with is traditionally when you take a 3D printing class or a vinyl decal design class at Edmonton Public Library at any of our branches that have this equipment, including the Makerspace, what we've normally done is if you attend a class, there's actually no charge. And what I've kind of proposed is for COVID, kind of a COVID special, is that if you'd like to come in and explore the 3D printer, if you want to check out the Cricut and print like a little special little object for yourself, I think we're going to cover the costs for those for a little while. But it eventually, when we get kind of up and running and we've got lots of folks coming in and visiting us, we do have a really great system. The 3D printing is 10 cents a gram. So the price is very minimal. You can get a very cute little Pikachu or something else, like an Ozobot, something like this, would only be a couple dollars, $1, $2. With the Cricut, there again, we've had vinyl cutting with the traditional makerspace for a while now. So there is a cost. It's, I believe, $2.50 to a square foot, which is quite a big vinyl cut print, something big enough to go on your wall. So if you again wanted to come in and print something, we've got a rainbow of colors with the filaments for the 3D printing and a rainbow of colors for the vinyl cutter as well. So you can come in and create a lot of very interesting things. Right. So the question is, do you bring in your own materials for the 3D printer or the vinyl cutter? The answer is no. We actually provide all of that here right on site. For the 3D printer, we have a really nice Prusa, and we've done a lot of diligence and research into our filaments. So we've got some really high quality filaments that make really, really good 3D prints. So we use those on our 3D printers. For the vinyl cutting, we have a lot of different colors and options. If you're really interested in bringing something in for yourself, what we encourage you to do is actually go to the second floor makerspace where there is two vinyl cutters, actually four. There's two Cricuts and there's two rolling cutters. And you can actually work with the team upstairs, and they have some really great capacity to help you out with using your own vinyl cutting material and cutting out some very amazing things upstairs. So the question is, yeah, how young is too young to be using the Makerspace? That's a really good question. The Makerspace is designed for ages 6 to 12. The majority of the equipment is just right in that sweet spot for learning. But there's things like the Root Robot, which goes down to age 5. We have some things for our younger audiences. So yes, they're welcome to join us with adult supervision. So if you want to come in and you have a younger sister or younger brother and they really want to check out that makerspace with you, bring them along. We have some things for them as well. We even have some Duplo. So yeah. Okay, so the question is for the 3D printing, what is kind of the age where children can get started with the 3D printer? It's a really great question. There's a couple different levels to the 3D printing. We have, what we've traditionally done upstairs is we have a software program you can do right on the website, and it's right on the internet. It's called Tinkercad, and you can make some really cool stuff for that. That's for ages 6 or 8 and up, and with staff guides, you can make some really cool objects and you can print them on the 3D printer. But we also have an app, it's called Doodle 3D, and it's a very neat app where you can draw pictures right on the tablet. and you can color them in with whatever colors you like. And what it does is it changes your drawing into like a 2.5 dimensional picture. So it's not a big round picture, but it kind of has these edges, exactly what the 3D printer needs to be able to print. So in that way, if you have a younger sibling that's 3 or 4 or 5, and they want to just kind of make something on the tablet, I've used it as well. So it's not just for little kids. I quite like making 2.5D art. It's really good for making buttons and things like that. And we can print those out on the 3D printer as well. If you're interested in learning how to use a 3D printer yourself, ages 12 and up, you can go right on upstairs to the Makerspace area up on the second floor. And there are 3D printers that you can use yourself after you take a certification. So the question is, what kind of programs are we hoping to run in the Children's Makerspace in the future? This is a really great question. We have so many new robots and other pieces of equipment and kits that we've never had before in makerspaces. So there will be some traditional programming in the makerspace, working with Lego, working with STEAM activities, so science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. We'll also be doing makerspace specific kinds of classes like 3D printing. So you can come in, we'll help you learn how to use Tinkercad, and you can come away with your own 3D print. We'll have classes in the future around the Cricut. So you'll learn how to use the Cricut design space, create your own Cricut sticker type design, decal design, and be able to print that off and take it with you. We're also going to have classes around robotics and circuitry. Some of these have been introduced in other branches and in the makerspace in the past, but we'll be bringing those back and even more with all of the new kits that we have. So the question is, is this equipment at other branches, or do you need to come down to the makerspace downtown to be able to use these things? The answer is kind of yes for both. Branches do have some makerspace equipment in them. So if you recognized the beautiful teal green Dash robot, that's because all of the branches have a Dash robot. A lot of the branches have the little Ozobot robot and Sphero and some other robots. We also have circuitry kits and other equipment in all branches across the system, laptop kits and things like this, iPad kits, so that you can do coding and all kinds of really great things in branches. There's also 3 smaller makerspaces across the system. So you have Capilano, Abbotsfield, Penny McKee, and Londonderry, which have additional makerspace resources. They have Cricuts, some have 3D printers and sewing and other things like that, and classes you can take in those areas, in those branches eventually. And downtown, we have, of course, 2 makerspaces, so we have more downtown. So if you're looking at learning how to use circuitry and you've done snap circuits, for example, in your local branch, and you're looking to kind of do the next level, come on down to the downtown makerspace because we do have more here. So you can kind of advance and grow in your learning. Okay, so the question is, other than the makerspace, do I have a new favorite area in the new library? I think I actually have 2 areas. There's one is a reading room. It's on the second floor. It's actually behind the makerspace. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a mix of kind of old traditional seating as well as brand new seating, and the view is to die for. And my other favorite is the digital wall. I really like just kind of standing. The view changes all the time, so it's worth waiting for it and just watching. I think I have time for one more quick question, and then we're going on to Ken Wong is doing his magic show. So this is a question about the Lego wall. How many pieces of Lego do we have? I was asked to buy 20,000 pieces of Lego. I really kind of wanted to stretch that. I didn't do an exact count, but I think we're sitting around 27,000 pieces of Lego, including minifigs. That's a wonderful question. So I'm going to let everyone go today. Thank you so much for all your great questions. I hope you enjoy the rest of the virtual tour. And up next is an incredible magic show. I think I might pop over there myself and keep an eye on it. Thank you very much for joining me, and we'll see you soon.